G-Day, people! This is Sharpino here. Welcome to you guys for the very first time ever on this channel, a draft analysis. So, for those who don't know, I am going to be in the PMC League. It's the Pokemon Masters Cup. If you guys haven't gone ahead and checked it out, I'll leave a link for the channel down below. But today's video is all about my draft analysis. Now, for those who don't know, on the 27th, Eastern Standard Time around 1 o'clock, which is about 28th in the afternoon for me, what happened was we had a draft. Now, unfortunately, due to personal commitments, I could not be at the draft. However, I was able to arrive just in time to make the final pick. So what I've done is I left everything up to the analysts. I left a list of 10 preferences for each tier. So for those who don't know how a draft works, here's how it works. So everyone gets assorted a certain selection per tier. Now, I got a few good selections, I got a few bad selections as far as my limited choice. So there are some people that pick first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. I think there's 11 teams at the moment, so there's going to be 10 rounds of the draft. If you want to go ahead and check out all the other interviews that I've done with the coaches, like I said, go ahead and check the PMC channel down below. And we'll try to get this as much hype as we can because the guys organising it, Jay Specs and Ryan Plumer, they're awesome guys, and Ryan really helped me out with my choices, so I do appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you very much personally from me to you, because we do have a pretty amazing team here, and I think we should go ahead and discuss what Pokemon I picked and why I picked them. So, selection number 1 for the tier 1 is going to be a Talonflame. So Talonflame was my actually first preference. Now the reason why I wanted Talonflame is A, because it's Gale Wing, and Gale Wing's Brave Bird is always a bitch. Now, let's quickly have a look. So I've actually got stats up of every single Pokemon that I picked, so we can go ahead and look at all the good points about this Pokemon. So, it's a relatively fast Pokemon. Its greatest aspect is its speed. So, if it was a speed beneficial nature, the greatest speed you can have is 386 at level 100. So it is pretty fast. But I mean, alongside this as well, I've seen some people use it as a special defense Pokemon, which hasn't been too bad, making it a careful nature. So there's different ways you can utilize Talonflame here besides the fact that it has Gale Wings and Brave Bird. I've seen people use it with acrobatics with no item. I've seen people use it with Will-O-Wisp and Roost, just different attack moves and all that. And it gets a variety of moves like U-turn and everything else. So you can get a lot of recovery with the Brave Bird if you're expecting switch-ins to like problematic Pokemon like Seismitoad, Krookodile, or Feraligatr, Ferrothorn, big problem there. But I mean, we've got Flare Blitz and all that. So I mean, Ferrothorn really isn't a problem unless for some reason they've got rid of our ability to use Flare Blitz. But needless to say that Talonflame is definitely a very strong Pokemon. It's a very, I'd say, one of the best OU Pokemon at the moment, and was definitely the reason why I had selected to go ahead and choose Talonflame as our first preference. Now the second one, we go to tier 2, and then once again I was lucky enough to get my first preference for my tier 2. The second choice for tier 2 is going to be a Alakazam. Not Mega Alakazam, just plain Alakazam. Now, the reason why I like Alakazam, and again, we'll go through the list here. So Alakazam, as you all know, is another heavy hitter. Special attack through the roof, very fast and everything else, and it gets access to a large variety of moves as far as special and everything else. Like, he does get access to Shockwave and Thunder Wave and even Knockoff. Like, I've actually seen times where I've actually used Knockoff on Alakazam with Focus Sash to try and eliminate Scarfs, eliminate Leftovers, recovery and everything else, and it does work pretty well. So there's a lot of variety you can do with this Alakazam. Obviously, special attack being its greatest aspect, greatest ability, well, I'll say its stat. With maximum special attack being an incredible 405 with a special attack beneficial nature. So definitely a threat to here. With Magic Guard as well, his ability, which means he won't be taking any damage from Stealth Rocks, Poisons, or anything else. So if you're expecting time swap-ins to moves used for like Toxic or Will-O-Wisp, he's definitely the guy to go down to. Obviously, the very big downside to this is his paper frail, so that's why the Focus Sash would more likely be useful. But at the same time, it doesn't mean we have to use Focus Sash. We can use moves like, we can use Light Wall, we can use other moves, other items basically that could help Alexander. We can use Choice Scarf Alexander if we want to. I mean, it could be irrelevant, but if we're going for a max special attack Alexander, it definitely could be in the cards to go for a Choice Scarf Zan. So definitely, I'm very happy that I got my two top preferences for my Tier 1 and Tier 2. But now we go ahead and go to look at Tier 3. Now, Tier 3, you get two choices. Not one, but you get two choices. So you go ahead, you get one choice for Tier 1, 2, 4, and 5. You get two choices for Tier 3, and then the Mega is a free choice. But then the last 4 points of your frees are 400 points, and each Pokemon is set into a point system. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, I don't actually have access to information because I don't own the document, but if you want to go ahead and check the PMC and ask them about the information, you're more than welcome to. So now we go down to our third choice, and our third choice for Tier 3 is going to be a... And Metagross, from a personal competitive standpoint, one of my favorite Pokemon. I wanted to get Hydreigon, but unfortunately somebody already got Hydreigon. So I was very disappointed when I found out Hydreigon was already taken, but Metagross definitely takes a close second to the Hydreigon. Now, let's have a look at Metagross. Now, the reason why Metagross is such a competitive threat is because A, it's Steel Psychic. It's probably one of the best typings. It has incredible attack. It has natural bulk all around with 130 base defense, 90 special defense, and its weakest aspect is funny enough its speed. In total has a base 600 points. So he's definitely got all that natural bulk. A lot of HP, 80 base HP, 135 attack, 130 defense. So he's definitely got the aspects of being either offensive or a defensive Metagross. So obviously with Metagross, again, you can use him as a special attacker or a physical attacker. It depends on how you go about it. Plus he gets priority to bullet punch with stab, which actually helps him pretty well. But like I said, Metagross is just it's so good because it has so many access to such a wide move pool. You know, you can have access to things like Grass Knot, you can have access to things like, stat moves, like all the elemental punches and everything else. So he's definitely a threat. He's definitely a threat. Obviously Medium Mash being one of the best, I say, steel type moves in the game so far. So Metagross is definitely going to be a threat to any person that opposes it. Now, obviously, weakness is that it's pretty slow, but we can take that to advantage. We can actually make a bulky Metagross. The only difference is Mega Metagross, but unfortunately our Mega choice was not Mega Metagross because Mega Metagross is banned. And now let's go ahead and look at our fourth selection for Tier 3. And our fourth selection is going to be a... Roserade! So Roserade is here, and Roserade is our selection because aside from Mega Venusaur, Roserade definitely comes second as far as a Grass Poison Wall. Plus it gets access to moves like Aromatherapy, so definitely if I need to get rid of like burns or anything of my Pokemon or anything to that extent, we've got Roserade here. Plus its special defense is Brood Brew, being its greatest stat here. So let's go ahead and have a look at Rosalia's stats. So it's got base 105 special defense. It has special attack is 125, so it's definitely twice. Funny enough, he has actually has pretty good speed. It has base 90 speed, so it's actually pretty fast considering the circumstances. But you've definitely got different item choices for you. You've got obviously Black Sludge, you've got Salt Vest, you've got Citrus Berry, depending on how you want to go about it. Because with Natural Cure, you can go ahead, you can give it the leftovers. Well, I mean, Black Sludge probably would be preferred, but it's just an option there. Just in case someone tries to trick you and take your Black Sludge, and then they take the damage afterwards. So definitely, Roserade is definitely a good choice, and it's good balancing out as well because it does answer to the weaknesses for obviously the Talonflame and everything else. Obviously, the rock and ground type weakness in case they go for roost. It's just an option, but Roserade does answer pretty well. Now, even though its physical defense is not the best, but it does well as a special wall. But again, Metagross can also step in there and kind of be the wall for Talonflame as well. So Roserade definitely packing quite the power. Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Sleep Powder, and all that, and Aromatherapy. So Roserade is definitely a threat. Now we're going to go down to our Tier 4 selection, and our Tier 4 selection, is... It's Jellicent. Now, Jellicent being the Ghost Water type Pokemon, Jellicent is definitely a big wall, and Jellicent can be very problematic for Pokemon to deal with because it can be so intimidating with its defensive stats and the fact that it gets access to all defensive type moves like Acid Armor, and Carmine. So I could run this a number of ways with the Jellicent here. So let's go ahead and have a look. So its special defense and HP are astounding. It's 100 base HP and 105 base special defense. So once again, we have another big bulky mon here, and we have access to moves like Will-O-Wisp, Scald, and everything else. So it definitely can be a way to cripple physical attackers. Now, especially because it gets access to Acid Armor, you can definitely make this an impenetrable Pokemon. That and the fact that it goes to answer to obviously the weaknesses to fighting and to grass type. Oh, not grass. Ice and steel types. So definitely, Jellicent definitely packs a punch, especially if we want to try and make a Trick Room team and everything else. It gets access to Trick Room. We can definitely go in that direction because Jellicent does get access to Trick Room, and it definitely can set up with cover and acid armor and everything else. So obviously the weaknesses of Jellicent is the fact that it's really slow and that it can get poisoned. It can be put a timer on Jellicent, but definitely happy with that choice for Jellicent because Jellicent is definitely a contender with Shadow Ball and Scald. Get out of the way. Now we go to our tier 5 selections. Our tier number 5 selection is You're Ugly. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Don't underestimate Pure Ugly. Now even though it's ugly, don't get me wrong, it's not the best looking Pokemon, but its stats are not to be laughed at. It's got a base 112 speed. It's an incredible speed. It's so fast. And it has access to moves like Fake Out, U-Turn, Get Stabbed, Return. I don't know if it gets access, let me go ahead and check. Does it get access to Double Edge? If it gets access to Double Edge, that would be amazing. Last Resort, Quick Attack, Ultimate Giving, Quick Attack. But it does not get access to Double Edge, so that's unfortunate. But it does get access to a lot of good moves. It does get access to moves like Super Fang, so even for afraid of versing Wallmon, Super Fang can definitely come into effect. Quick Attack, if you thread onto it, Shadow Claw, all basically the physical type moves. So you could run Pure Ugly with obviously things like Life Orb, Choice Band, but if you're going to use Choice Band, you don't use Fake Out. But Pure Ugly definitely packs a punch, especially with Stab Return and everything else. It definitely is a physical threat, to say the least. That, besides the fact it's normal, it is weak to fighting, but it can, its defenses and everything else, let's go ahead and check its defenses. Its defenses are not the best defense, but really it's a quick hitter. So you want to come in, take the Fake Out, U-Turn, and get out of there. Or Fake Out, Return, deal the damage, and then you'll be on your way. So that when you see a threat, you go for the U-Turn, you're out of there. You get that priority out there. So Pure Ugly is definitely a Pokemon that is not to be looked down at. I honestly would not have picked Pure Ugly if I didn't have any faith in the fact that it does get access. Honestly, I think of it like another Anticom. Like Anticom's another Pokemon where I see that it gets access to all different types of moves. It has Fake Out, it gets Stab, moves like Return, Quick Attack, and everything else. But yeah, I just see Pure Ugly as another option to Ambipom. So I think Ambipom was actually taken before Pure Ugly. So now let's go ahead, let's have a look at our Mega Selection. Now the Mega Selection, this was my first preference, and I was so happy when I found out that I got my first preference. So the Mega Selection that I took for our team of the City Krookodiles is Mega Sableye. Now, Mega Sableye, let me put it to you in hindsight. Mega Sableye is a bitch to deal with. And let's run through it. It has Magic Bounce. It has bulky defenses when it's a Mega. And the fact that it has Magic Bounce means that you really can't get inflict any status of poison, burn, or anything on it. And it's good especially bouncing, hazards or anything. I mean, I doubt once you have Mega Sableye that they would try to stop hazards, but if they try to sneak one in, you've got Mega Sableye there as an option. Now, there's a few different ways you can run Sableye. You can run Sableye as a physical attacker with knockoff and Shadow Claw and all that. Or you can go ahead and use it for a bulky special defender. And I do have a wicked set. I'm pretty sure you guys all know the special defense set where you have Carmine, Dark Pulse, Will-O-Wisp, and Recover. It is a wicked combination because the only thing that could really hurt a Mega Sableye is a fairy type like Sylveon or Fable. So you're definitely looking in the clear with a Mega Sableye. Like you can set up the days, get the Carmine set up, recover it when it feels necessary. So we do have a bit of offensive and defensive power. So I really like my team at the moment. Now we come down to our free choices. Now for the free choices, you have up to 400 points to go ahead. So what I did was I picked a Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 4, and Tier 5 Pokemon. So it's 180 points, 140 points, 100 points, so that's 280 points. A Tier 4 Pokemon is 80 points, and a Tier 5 Pokemon which is 40 points. So all up, it exactly added to 400 points. And the first Pokemon I chose from the Tier 1 slot, I mean, it doesn't have to be a Tier 1 choice for your free slots. A free Pokemon can be anything, as long as your point value for your free Pokemon equals 400 points. It can't be over 400 points. It can be under, but it can't be over. So our first choice of the free agents is Tyranitar. Now Tyranitar, I was very happy with because once again Tyranitar is just one of those Pokemon. It's a bulky Pokemon. It gets access to all the elemental fangs, all the elemental punches. It gets access to Stealth Rocks. It can be a special defender or it could be a dragon dancing offensive sweeper. So Tyranitar can be ran in so many different ways, and it can also be a special attacker as well. That's the other thing I love about Tyranitar. The only thing is it has a double weakness to fighting. That's of course is a downer, but we've got Jellicent and Roserade to kind of take on that fighting problem. But Tyranitar on its own, and you know, the Stone Edge and Crunch and Payback, all those stab, rock and dark type moves definitely comes to help out, especially since, you know, we do have a few weaknesses here and there to the flying types, the fairy types as well. It gets access to Iron Head, so you could definitely use the Tyranitar in many different ways. So again, like Metagross, Tyranitar can be used as a special attacker or an attacker. There's access to Stealth Rocks, and again, it could be a special defender or it could be a physical defender, depending on how you built it. There's just a wide variety of ways you can run Tyranitar. You just have to be very careful with fighting type moves, such as, you know, Muck Punch and Close Combat and everything else. So Tyranitar was definitely, and that was from Tier 1. I was actually surprised that I managed to get Tyranitar for a free choice. I would have thought he would have been gone from that point, but apparently he wasn't. So I was very happy to find out that I landed the Tyranitar. Now from the second selection I picked, from the Tier 2 selection, I got Dragalge. Now Dragalge, one word for Dragalge: adaptability. Adaptability Dragalge is insane. The amount of power you can do with a Choice Specs, Rifle, Expert Belt Dragalge is unbelievable. With Scald or Surf or Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave even, it's amazing. Plus it gets a lot of access to different special type moves like Thunderbolt. Let me just go ahead and check Dragalge. So Dragalge, let's have a look at your special moves, what kind of moves you can learn. And that is, it's another special defense as well. So it gets access to Dragon Pulse, Hydro Pump, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt, what else? Special attacks wise, Focus Blast, Hidden Power. So really, he's a really threatening Pokemon, especially with his variety. Now again, Dragalge is more of a special defender. I'd say probably the one thing I don't like about my selection is that there's not much of a physical presence as far as physical defense. But maybe I could make that for Sableye and for maybe Jellicent and Metagross. But other than that, Dragalge is a good special defender. It has adaptability. You can run it with Assault Vest, you can run it with Life Orb, you can run it with Choice Specs, you can run it with Expert Belt. And again, it's a special attacker that can be run in many different ways. But Dragalge is definitely one Pokemon to look out for because he does pack a mighty punch with those Poison Water type, Water Dragon adaptability boosted moves. So now let's go ahead and let's go. Now this last two selections they're a bit dicey, like I won't lie, they're a bit but at the same time, I'm not going to disagree with them because one of them is a kind of legendary Pokemon. So our third selection for our free agent is... it's Virizion. Now Virizion is a grass fighting type Pokemon. So we do have ourselves a fighting presence on the team. Now with Virizion, Virizion is a pretty bulky one. Let's go ahead and have a look at Virizion here. Have a look at its stats and everything else. So its special defense, once again, special defense is its greatest stat here. Its attack and special attack is matched. So again, we could run it as a mixed, or we could run it as a full-on special attack or physical attack mod, depending on how our team is built. So Virizion does get access to quite a few moves. It can learn Close Combat by normal. Leaf Blade, Sacred Sword, Sword Dance. So there's definitely ways we could try to pump it up. It gets access to Solar Beam, Return, Energy Ball, Stone Edge, Grass Knot, X Scissor. So there's a lot of different ways, and you can even breed Seed Bomb, Superpower, and all that onto it. So, you know, Virizion can be a grass fighting type authority. So basically, if you're afraid of anything that's going to pretty much be a problem for your Jellicent or your Periodically, you've got Virizion there as a backup. I think you can even breed, I'm pretty sure I read this correctly, you can actually breed, well not breed, you can actually teach Zen Headbutt through the move tutor. So you can even answer to your fighting weaknesses as well. So definitely happy with Virizion, even though it's like, I would say, not a very highly regarded legendary type Pokemon, but Virizion is definitely packing some beef towards the competition with those threatening type move pools. And the final choice, now looking at our team here, I realised we don't have a spinner, we don't have a defogger. So the last choice has to be a Pokemon that we could use to try to get rid of hazards like Stealth Rock, which could be problematic for my Talonflame, or even Spikes or something like that. Definitely can be a problem. So we need to go ahead and pick a Pokemon that gets Rapid Spin, Defog, or something to get rid of your field hazards. And the last choice that we have for our team is Cryogonal. So Cryogonal is obviously the Ice type Pokemon. Now let's go ahead and have a look at Cryogonal. Cryogonal, I won't lie, this was the Pokemon that I last came to appear to see it. Once again, Cryogonal is another special defensive mon. Now, its physical defense is absolutely garbage, but at the same time, it can be used as a rapid spinner, and you can even use it as a bulky toxic setter as well. So you can go ahead, set up your defenses and all that with Cryogonal, go for rapid spin and everything else. So Cryogonal isn't a bad Pokemon. Like, I actually like Cryogonal because it's actually pretty fast as well. It has base 105 speed. So a lot of people underestimate its capabilities as a fast mon, but I mean, it's got 105 base speed. It's a pretty fast Ice type here. So its special attack is pretty good as well, but everything else falls below. But we do have a little special defense in our team, but what we can do is we can actually go ahead and work the other members of our team to go ahead and cater to our physical type weakness. So if I had to say one thing that I don't like about my team is the lack of physical presence, physical wall presence. As far as special defense, we've got everywhere comes to special defense. If I had to pick any Pokemon to go ahead and be our physical walls, it would definitely have to be the Metagross, Jellicent, Sableye, and the Virizion. I can build Virizion to be a physical wall, but you know, other than that though, we do have a very good team. I'm very happy with my choices, and I'm pretty happy with what we have here for the City Krookodiles. So if you guys want to go ahead and like this video, go ahead and leave your like down below, because as always, your support is appreciated. Stay tuned for the PMC battles. They should be coming out towards the end of this week. Now, as far as team preps and everything else, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and before each battle, I'll go ahead and run through my team and explain why I did certain moves. I won't do that a couple of days during the week just because I just feel it's better just to do it on the day, just so there's no changes or anything else beforehand. So I'll go ahead, get the team ready. So what we'll do is, I think our first team we're up against is the new, let me go ahead and check that. So our first team that we're going up against is the, give me a second. Okay, main. Alright, so I think our first opponents are against the, where is it? The Tampa Bay Frogadiers. So that's going to be our first matchup. We're going against the Tampa Bay Frogadiers. So go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the PMC channel, because they're going to have all the information, they're going to have all the battles there. I'm going to go ahead and post the battles on my channel, but I think they'll go ahead and post all the battles on that channel as well. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe to both them and myself, you're more than welcome to. Other than that, I hope that I do well for my first draft. We've got a pretty good team here, so hopefully with a bit of information and just looking through different movesets and everything else, looking at my opponent's team and trying to calculate, we can go ahead and make the best teams possible to go ahead and take out the competition and win the PMC Cup, even though this is our first draft. So, until the next time I see you guys, stay safe, stay sharp, and I'll catch you guys all next time. City Krookodiles! Later!